Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I am Gad, your host. A viewer has requested a full life purpose analysis. That is what we're going to do right now. You should be looking at their natal chart on the screen. I'm just pulling up some other information. Give me one moment. And then we'll have some angel card questions as well. So how we're going to do this, we're going to do the natal chart first. Then we're going to probably do the numerological report second. And then we'll do the angel cards finally. And that'll hopefully be on all one video. Just give me a moment to pull everything up because of my screen rearranged. I had everything in one spot. And I guess something happened. But now the screen put everything in alphabetical order, which causes me to lose everything. So I'm going to get it back now. All right. Going to ask God and the archangels to help out as well, inviting in the spirit, being God and the archangels in the spirit realm ruled by God. We're inviting them in to help with the correct interpretation of everything. Okay, first thing you're going to notice is a lot of activity up top. So we're going to go around to the right for a while, counterclockwise, and then we'll go clockwise. And we'll leave all that activity for the end. Ascendant and east point in your first house. This is all about your energy, and both of those have to do with the sun. Both of those are sun energies. That house is ruled by Aries. Aries can be forward going, very focused. Sign in Aries, the first house. Or I'll say the sign in the first house ruled by Aries is Pisces. Now that's an interesting connection, and that's why I want to take it slow, because really Pisces is usually about spirituality. It can be spiritual gifts. It's just too easy to tell for me. Now, of course, she would know, but I don't know because it's my first time looking at the chart. So it could be gifts, but it may not be. I have to go around the chart, but it's definitely some form of spirituality. Pisces also rules the 12th house, and we'll talk about that when we get to the 12th house. Now, just give me a moment. I'm trying to move this band-aid that's on me because it keeps hitting the spot, and it is irritating. All right. And you got Jupiter there. Now, Jupiter and Pisces do have a relationship, just to let you know. But Jupiter is about good fortune, expansion, finances, especially when it's direct. But even Jupiter is also about when the two twins, when you're dealing with twin souls, when they begin to come together. That's really called the JU and the marriage. And it's no like if you really know, not saying you have to know the Bible, but the bottom line, if you really study your Bible, it's always talking about twins. The two angels came down and destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. The two witnesses in Revelation 11, they called fire to come down. The Jacob and Esau, the twins, and so it's always in there. And even during World War II, Adolf Hitler knew about the mysticism behind twins. To this day, Europe is still dealing with twins. So anybody that really knows the universe knows about twins. And Jupiter represents their union, and Jupiter rules Venus, who represents love. And if you're really connected to higher energies, the stuff you see me doing out here, you'll know how the planets do really influence you, just like the ancients told you they did. And that's what non-nania. You'll probably hear me talk about non-nania's recent videos. Today is March 17th, 2017. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Non-nania did 2 videos, and they're very good. One was pretty long, but she made a good points about the ancient people and how they were talking about stuff I'm talking about. See, we're not a part of the Europeanized, Romanized matrix. We've come out of that. That's why just get out of her, my people. Come out of her. Revelation 18. So you will understand that, and that's why they say, "Hey, I'm a Jew. I'm a Jew," because they make a connection to Jupiter being the chosen. That's a JU, and that's when the two come back together, the twins. And the first twins ever was divine darkness, and she gave birth to divine light. So you have the divine mother, divine son, and that's why they call Jesus Christ the Son, S-U-N, of righteousness, Malachi chapter 4. So Jupiter represents that union, but you see it again between Jupiter and Venus. So there's a high level of spirituality, metaphysics, and Jesus called these the mysteries of the kingdom, Matthew chapter 13. And they talk about the mystery because Jesus had a star, which is a mystery, at Matthew chapter 2. What's the mystery of the star leading these so-called whatever they were, kings or wise men, whatever the Bible says they were, to Jesus? So I'm mentioning that because again, you see it right here, these unique connections. So you will have some type of confrontations with in spirituality, because you got Aries there. There can be a war fighter, and Mars rules Aries, and Mars is generally about struggle or war. And then I was just talking about, Israel, the Jew or Jewish, and the 12 tribes of Israel, and you see the numbers 12 there. We know the number 6 is going to be the number for Venus and love, but you see the number 12 there, and 2 of your points in your first house. So again, you have these connections. Now you would know better than me. I just tend to read what I see. I don't like to. Some people like to blow smoke, where they're talking a lot and it sounds a certain way, but they're not really saying anything. I don't like to be one of those people. I try to say, I try to almost make it almost every word I'm saying has to have a reason. And for people that really are intuitive, they appreciate it. Some people just, I don't know. They're more into sensationalism, I call it. They rather have the smoke and mirrors. I don't do that. And a lot of people, you're on a ball walk, you're out on a ball walk, you're having fun. And just like people go, oh, I want to get a tattoo, just out of nowhere. And they'll do that with their readings. Like, oh, I'll get my palm read. But it's not really a deep desire to really know. It's just something to spur the moment. I don't really tend to like to deal with those types because they don't know what they're really looking for. And it's like a joke or something. And none of this is a joke. This is your life. This is your life journey. This is your soul purpose. This is your connection to the universe. There's nothing funny about this. Joyful maybe, as far as being appreciative and happy, but not like it's a joke. So we're going to my website for natal numerology, prophecieslastday.webs.com. When you get there, you can hit it says more, and then it says natal chart astrology. So you see the tab to the right that says more, natal chart astrology, and I call it natal chart numerology. And then it'll tell you your numbers. I use my find command, number 12. The twin souls united after the struggle. Now keep in mind, I only told you what I saw and I explained it. Okay? Now, I had no idea that it was going to take me to number 12. I had no idea 12 would be in your... This is my first time looking at your natal chart. I've been hit. My car has been totaled. I could have been killed. Going back and forth with the BS when you're dealing with the insurance company. Thank God for a guy to help me out as far as giving me some advice. He could have said, I don't care. It's not my problem. But there's one guy dealing with the car and everything. He gave me some advice that I wouldn't have known. Thank God for that. Thank the angels for that. Thank Spirit for that. The point I'm trying to make is I had no time to look at nobody's chart and looking at no numbers or nothing like that. But what I just said has just been confirmed by the number 12. And I don't know if number 19 is going to be on your chart or not. It might be. Because number 19 is another 19 that basically deals with the moon and the sun, the coming together of the two. So now you have a good idea of what we are dealing with. The number 12 is a twin souls united after the struggle. So that was beautiful. I want to thank Spirit. That's why I like what I do. See, I don't have to use smoke and screens and mirrors. It's all right here. And I like dealing with people that can be humble enough to sit down and get the information. When you're dealing with somebody that you give them information and they come right back at you. Hey, you didn't even look at the information. How do you expect to get this information? Or you deal with people who think you're going to teach them astrology. I can't teach you astrology. I can show you what I see going on, and I give you a full report that basically teaches astrology. But I can't personally teach it to you because I don't want to be an astrology teacher. I'm not. And I'm a messenger. I'm not a guru. All I can do is say what I see. So some people don't understand that sometimes. And it's important that they do for their own progress. Alrighty, so we got all that going on. Now see, now that for your first house, in my opinion, basically gave you the background of everything. So we'll move forward. Second house, ruled by Taurus, the bull, concerns your finances and possessions. And you have Aries there. You have the true north node, so this is what you should be working on in this life. That's what the true north node means. Now, Vesta, that asteroid, is the fiery energy. It has to do with home and family. It also has to do with heat. Believe it or not, your heat in that home that it's talking about, the furnace, but it's also the fiery energy inside of you. And because it's dealing with flames, it probably has a connection to twin flames as well. But that's Vesta, the feminine asteroid energy. And she's there with fiery Aries. So looking at that alone so far, it would be some type of a fiery moves towards possession and finances. Going to your third house of communications is Taurus the bull. Taurus's motto is I have. Taurus likes to have material things. Taurus can be very strong, very stubborn, but also very loving if they're in a relationship and they're loyal to that person. Your fourth house deals with the twins, or Gemini. Gemini is a multitasker. Gemini says I believe. No, I'm sorry. Gemini says I think. A mental sign about communications. And it rules the third house. Third house is about communications, lower education. It can deal with communications. It's a lot like creativity. It's a lot like Leo, the fifth house. Your fourth house, higher education, family. Whoever played the act of the mother in your subconscious, so whoever that was, that's Imum Coeli in the fourth house of family. And the moon is there representing the divine feminine, the nurturer. The fourth house is ruled by Cancer, the nurturer. And the moon makes Cancer psychic as well. And is a water sign, emotional. And you have Lilith there. What Lilith is going to do, she's going to amplify the Gemini, the multitasker, the communicator, and the thinker. But she's also going to amplify that house of everything I just said, higher education, property, things of that nature. And then Chiron is working on past, because it's retrograde, past healing. Going to your fifth house, ruled by Leo, all about fun, romance, love, dating, children, childbearing, taking risks, travel, adventure, nature. But you have Cancer there, so once again, the family sign. So they're connecting all of this together to nurturing and family and things of that. Sixth house is ruled by Virgo, all about health, healing, and service. And you have the asteroid Good Fortune there. And there goes your 19. Now you're starting to see 19s. And I told you earlier, just by looking at your first house, I told you you may see 19. 19 basically is the same thing as saying Jupiter, Jew, Justice, Justin, Japan, Juco. And this is all about this divine masculine represented by the sun becoming one with the divine feminine, the moon. So this is twin flame. And it's next to your good fortune. So we will take time and read your good fortune. And because again, we're gonna do your seventh house, because your seventh house has Virgo in it. So Virgos represent that healing and service. And then there your soul portal is there as well in your seventh house. You can tell this is a soul connection. And it's a healing of the soul connection. And when we're dealing with a lot of twin souls and things like that, that's why the family house is connected, because a lot of your twin souls connects to your family. Like my twin flame reminds me a lot of my older sister. So these are things that go on that we don't fully understand, but you can see it on the natal chart. So that's why they're affecting all this healing, Virgo, health and healing. And in Virgo, the sixth house can also be the home as well. Home matters. So you got all this Leo energy and then Virgo energy in your seventh house of relationships. And even because it deals with scales, it can deal with legal matters. And sometimes a lot of twin souls don't realize they end up in legal matters and they don't know why. But you're not just in that courtroom because you got into a whatever that got you in that courtroom. That has to do with a higher metaphysics. You're in that courtroom also for matters regarding your soul and your soul journey and your soul connection. All right. So as I said, we're going to look at good. It's called part of fortune. I know I'm saying good fortune, but that's what they used to call it. They now call it part of fortune. So your part of fortune, we'll double check. Your part of fortune is in the sixth house. It says that you were born just prior to a full moon. You are interested in self-improvement, self-discipline, so that you can function with such efficiency that you don't have to pay attention to the daily details of life. Your mind is on bigger things. You're the type of person that would seek injustices in life so that you can serve to improve other people's lives. And that's kind of what Pisces would do in the first house of Aries. And ironically, because Pisces rules the 12th house of hospitals and things like that. So this person would serve people who are confined to hospitals or prisons, or they would fight for animal rights or lead a group of workers in a labor union. That's one possibility. This is Virgo's house, the sixth house. So think of a person, some type of social person, social worker, so somebody out in the trying to help people out. Doctor, nurse, veterinarian. It says soldier or sailor, and I would even put counselor there as well. And some people count. They don't necessarily have to be a title of a counselor, but they do counsel people and things of that nature. All right. Now we want to say good fortune in Leo. Part of fortune in Leo. Alrighty, this person would be grand, generous, showy, self-assurant, and a leader. Self-expressively, dramatically, and creatively. This person needs recognition from others to feel happy and successful. All right, so we did your 6th house and your 7th. Again, Vertex is a soul portal. Not much. Some people believe it, some people don't believe it. But some people believe that you can astral plane, you can soul travel. So that's what that portal, that's what that cross is that you see. It's a vertex cross in number 7. But it also means you may have a significant meeting in your 7th house. And it could be a Virgo that you had this meeting with. You would know better than me. But it could also be anybody in health, service, or even a home. And that's the only things they give us to go by. So you would have a better answer. But also because that 19 is there, that's the person that you're going to be forming this oneness with. So I can't say whether it's a twin soul or not. I only have one chart, but it could be your twin soul. Could be. Then your 8th house, again, relationship from your 7th house. So again, it's dealing with a twin soul situation. Now we're going to stop right here and we're going to go all the way around before we start dealing with those other issues. And go to your 12th house, ruled by Pisces. And there's Aquarius. Now Aquarius deals with the community, friends, associations, and groups. And the Aquarius likes to help and likes to teach and likes to come up with creative ways to help people and enlighten others. So that taps back into your Pisces energy. Your Pisces energy. So we're going to take a break because I got to look at this Band-Aid. And I'll be back. All right. Now, since this is turning out to be a twin soul, twin flame situation, we'll be inviting everybody. I'm doing a special video. It's probably going to be lengthy this Sunday because so much is going on in the universe with the animals, the birds, the moon. A lot of stuff is going on. I know that the zodiac sign Aquarius is definitely being affected by it. And there'll be some other stuff, but I'm going to have to investigate everything. So that's going to be a lengthy video because I'm not able to do videos like I used to, especially now that this has greatly changed my life as far as what I was able to do, freedom and everything. Was able to just really change it. So now we did all the houses up until the 9th, 10th, and 11th houses. So there's that magical number, the 911 number. Okay, so the 9th house, and there you have it. And again, remember, Jupiter used to rule Pisces. You could look that up. I personally offer research service, but you could even just look it up online. In ancient times, Jupiter used to rule Pisces, if I'm not mistaken. So you might want to learn a little bit more about that because it's on your chart. But they're basically telling you, to put everything in a nutshell, is telling you, as long as you stay on your spiritual course, the universe will bless you. Because it's like I said, if you're a person like me, you are hunted, whether you know that or not. I don't know what your life has been like, but when you're really a spiritual person, you really do go out and do what you're supposed to be doing, encouraging the world and people around you. Like you have people out here with YouTube channels because that's their calling in this life. There will be negative energy sent your way to take you out in any way, shape, or form. And if you think I'm joking, because I know it sounds paranoid, but I live it, so I don't care what people think. But if you think I'm joking, it's like it's a sniper. And I don't want you don't have to be scared because God will definitely take care of you. The angels will protect you, but you'll still have to go through the process. But it really is like a sniper just waiting. And that sniper will stay there. Stay there as long as they have to till they can take that shot. That's all they're living for. They'll sit there somewhere in your area, in some woods area, sitting there. You can't see them, but they can see you eating potato chips, maybe drinking a little bit of water if they have that. And their whole purpose at that moment is to strike you soon as they get the shot. And that's what happened to me this Tuesday when I was just outside for 5 minutes in my vehicle. That's all it took. was to take out that vehicle and almost take me out. So, in your ninth house, I believe that is, I just counted it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ninth house of higher self. First thing I'm going to notice is Venus. So, love. Now, higher self, the ninth house is foreign travel, higher education, philosophy. I guess you could say spirituality. I tend to call it your higher consciousness self. And your higher self, your higher consciousness is really two. Both of you back together. Because one from spirit became two to exist in the physical world. But they're twin souls. The soul had to be created for them to enter the third dimensional physical world. But when you return to your higher self, those two souls must merge, remerge, and then go up back to oneness. But your higher consciousness is what is already talking to you. And you have to remember that you're also entering a matrix, and that's how people get confused. But everything is one, and spirit is always omnipotent. And that's why as above, so below. So many things that happening in the universe that affect us, which is why you have your natal chart. Which is why I keep telling everybody, get your natal chart. That's how you do it. You get your natal chart, you get angel card reading, angel card questions, and then you begin to work on that information. And my job is to make sure you have your free natal report. So you're given all this stuff by the universe to find out why you're here and what your purpose is. But some people are so, obsessed by third dimensional thinking that they keep trying to analyze everything, and they're trying to put like like a guy like me, they try to put him on some type of like tribunal, like I have something to prove or I got to prove. I don't have anything to prove. I'm not here proving every day. I have hundreds of videos of proof. So that's just a foolish question to me. So I don't waste time with that. So that's how you do it. What I just said. And for people that do that, they'll get a better understanding. And if you need further readings, you can get them. Or you might want to go somewhere else. That's fine too. Whatever resonates with you. But you don't want to waste time with foolish, like Apostle Paul said in the Bible, don't waste time with foolish reasonings and all that nonsense. Because that type of person will be repeating third dimensional yet again until they get it right. Alrighty. So now that's your ninth higher self. So of course you're going to already have a pull towards Scorpio knowledge. The eighth house is ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. But you're into that esoteric knowledge. Now the eighth house, well, let's do it this way. Scorpio is all about mystery, secrets, passion, desire, great transformation. Scorpio can be somewhat doubtful until they get to know you and believe you. Then they can be very faithful once they get to know you. The eighth house is just about anything mystery, from animals. And I'll probably be covering some of that on Sunday on a special video I'm going to do. Animals, sexuality, anything is primordial. It does deal with money, debt, taxes, other people's money, shared resources. Because again, this is all about the twin soul journey. Don't let anybody fool you. Your natal chart is about a twin soul journey. Whether you see that twin or you don't, doesn't matter. It's still going on. And there's much more, but you can read that in the free form, the free report you receive. So so you got Pluto there, and Pluto's gonna make everything deep, very impactful. And I don't think we've dealt with a retrograde yet, which is quite amazing. We've been through the majority of this chart, and I don't think we've dealt with. Oh, we did deal with Chiron retrograde, but that's not bad. And your true north node is, from what I hear, your true north node is always retrograde. It always had the R. But I have seen many true north nodes without the R. Mine doesn't. My natal chart doesn't have the R. I have no reason for that, but I was told that if you see a true north node, whether the aura is there or not, just consider it as retrograde. And nobody's ever sent me an email and say that's not true. So I have no reason not to believe it. All right, so your ninth house, a higher self, is all about your eighth house. Pallas is a asteroid that means the female defense, like defense. It can mean other people, or like people say they're helped by angels or other people helping you, but it primarily is associated with defense. So again, I wouldn't personally know, but this is foreign travel. It could be related to defense. Who knows? But either way, it's going into the bottomless pit. That's really what the eighth house is. It's the womb. It's the womb, but it's also the bottomless pit, and it's a lot of eerie stuff there. Like if I had to speak on it, it would be like a soldier that's in the Middle East or in the Pacific, and he's seeing all this supernatural creatures and all kind of stuff that they won't talk about, but really does happen. That's what this is looking at because it's foreign, but it's connected directly to Scorpio. You also have, and like I said, but you have love there, and I hate to do it, but it's almost like saying you would meet love there. And then your Venus is at 11 and 2. 2 is a couple number, and 11 is a couple number because it's 1 1. So there's your 22, like your twin flame number. And it's unique because that's the soul house, which is a twin soul house would be the 8th house by Scorpio. It just happens to be in your 9th house. And there's a reason for that. Because a lot of times a person's twin soul is their mentor. And because this is your house of higher self, so your higher self is talking to you through your twin soul. I don't know if you guys can hear that bird. All right. Now, I'm going to pause this one moment. I'll be right back. Now, we're going to your 11th house, ruled by Aquarius. This concerns friendship, associations, and groups. If we want to talk twin flame, it's the house of submission, where one or both twins says, we need to work together because we have a sacred union, and I'm going to obey the universe, which means I'm going to have to talk more to you, work more with you, and give you a chance. Instead of taking you through this third dimensional hell, where I'm attacking you for really no reason. Because that is part of the twin flame journey. You should also look up the stages of twin flame, which is on YouTube. Stages of twin flame, look it up in the search engine. Separation and pain will be a part of those stages with a twin flame situation. So you have Capricorn there. You have Juno. Juno is the asteroid that tells you that you may end up in a relationship with that sign, which is Capricorn. I usually take it a little further. It could also be Pisces because Neptune rules Pisces, and you have Neptune there. And it could also be an Aquarius because Aquarius rules the house. So those are the three possibilities. So in your 11th house, you're idealistic. And I think they already said that. You like to be with friends, groups. Because they said you need that. Like you need that to make yourself feel. That's what they said about good fortune anyway. And you may hear the numerologist say it again. I don't know. But Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Now, Capricorn is very worried about reputation and things like that. But they're good workers. I know a female that was a Capricorn. I knew her for almost 3 years. I never saw one day where she looked bad. Every day that woman looked good. And not only that, she had like two jobs, possibly even 3 jobs. I don't know where she got the energy from to do all that. Look good every day. But Capricorn says, I use. So they will use you because she didn't even have a car. And she always had somebody else driving her around. But somehow she's able to pull it off. So this will make you a very idealistic person. You may have that same Capricorn, a good worker, or looking good in the public eye. Very idealistic. But Capricorn is also ruled by Saturn. So Saturn likes to give you standards. Saturn wants to know. They want to know. And sometimes, this isn't a relationship house, but it is kind of because you got Juno there, and Juno wants a serious relationship. So in a way, you're actually blessed because whenever you see Juno and Saturn together, that is the girl want to get married, and daddy has got the shotgun. Saturn is daddy with the shotgun, like, it's gonna happen. You will marry my daughter. Whenever you see Saturn and Juno, you know that's gonna happen. So you see Saturn and Capricorn. I mean, you see Juno. Whenever you see Juno and Saturn, you know that's going to happen. That marriage is going to take place. Planet Saturn is going to go out of his way to make sure that marriage takes place. And when I say marriage, it's just the union. It could be a literal marriage or a union. So you have that. You have Juno and Capricorn, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So you're very idealistic. And this is a relationship because of Juno. But it's also, so you may find your relationship among friends, associations, or groups. And you're going to really want it to be, you want to know where everything, you want to know where everybody, where it stands, where's this relationship going, yada yada yada. So I'm glad I did that house before I did your 10th and final house on your natal chart is your house of career and reputation, ruled by Capricorn. But you also have Saturn there, and then there goes your higher self, Sagittarius. So that's all implying that it is your career that is going to take you foreign, some type of foreign. It could be literal foreign travel or a deep understanding of things foreign, because that's what your 9th house is, where you're going to have love, and you're going to have some type of meeting with what I will believe is some type of twin soul meeting. Because even when you go back to your Scorpio house, the 8th house, there goes relationship right there. So your natal chart tells a very, very unique story. It's kind of romantic. So your sun sign is Sagittarius. Uranus also rules Aquarius, and if you notice, your Uranus is at 22 degrees. So is your sun, 22 degrees. So this is all twin flame stuff. And then you see Sagittarius, that's your higher self. And as I said, your higher self is actually you and your twin coming back together. When your higher self is talking to you, your higher self is really trying to push you back to twin flame union. Because it's a very weird journey. But it's kind of like the universe is saying, I know you're on this journey, but you have to reconnect with your twin at some point. And you don't understand it. You're in third dimensional. You're scared. If you've been hurt before, you may not want it when it comes. Or you do want it, but it's the other person that's being difficult. Or, you both take each other through hell. But your higher self is always trying to remind you, all these angels, all these messages from birds and synchronicities and all these angel numbers and all this weird, crazy shit, weird, crazy dreams. They're always reminding you that there's more to you than just you. And at some point, you're going to have to reunite with your soul, your twin soul, to go back to where you really come from. And it's not, even if you really wanted it, it doesn't matter, because they have to want it too. You both have to want it. That's my biggest argument. You have all these people talking about doing meditations and doing all this stuff to get your twin back, but the truth of the matter is they have to want it too. So if your twin soul is not into like this kind of stuff, the chances of you two hooking up meaningful is not going to work. And that's why you have so many twin flame separations. Both people have got to get to the point where Angelica got from Angel Star Creations. It took her a long time to get there, but she finally had to admit, I had to tell my twin, I'm committed to you. I do have a job, I do have a daughter, but I'm committed to you. So she finally got to that point of committing. And last time I checked, they still were not in union. But the bottom line is that a person has got to get to that commitment, and that's called the age of Aquarius. That's the 11th house. Because without both people saying, you know what, I'm willing to try this, it's not going to work. It's going to keep going in separation. And then you also have Twin Flame Era out here on YouTube. Give me a moment. I want to go to their channel real quick. So those were twin souls that came together for a little bit and then allowed themselves to go into separation yet again. Alrighty. Give me a moment. I gotta put this on pause. Alright. So that is your 10th house, your career. Now Sagittarius in the 10th house. Sagittarius, they're people, they're fire sign, and there goes the sun. So you got the sun, the fire sign. And they are people. They're good friends and they're good listeners, and a lot of them can be like doctors or anything that's really listening to people, helping the people, healers, counselors, and they've also helped you be a great communicator. And because Saturn is there, it's implying that you may also be in some type of, like, because I hate when I use words because people try to limit the word, but in some form of leadership or administration, which I think they've already said leadership about you when we did part of fortune. Whenever you see like Saturn in the 10th house, that you're dealing with an authority, and it can be a female, but it could also be male authority, but it could be a male authority as well. And when you see Mercury rules Gemini. So you go back to your third house, you had a bull, so you got a lot of strength there. Mercury rules Virgo, which is your sixth house. And when you go to your sixth house, it's Leo. So they made you like a really strong leader, because Leo is a leader with authority for healing as well. You're in Uranus, and what Uranus is, the reason why they put Uranus in your 10th house is because, and see, Uranus is at 22, and so is your sun. Because what would happen, and let me just explain it to you. If it wasn't for these type of alignments in your houses, like most likely you would be so caught up in third dimension. That's what I keep saying about most people. And Uranus is not going to let that happen, because Uranus is going to make you fight against the grain. But that's how you will eventually reunite with your twin, because you'll fight against the grain. But if it wasn't for Uranus and maybe other placements on your chart, you would eventually be consumed by third dimensional thinking, and that is work hard, make a lot of money, and move on. And you know, okay, I'll get married, and I want it to work, but marriages are difficult, and if it gets a little too crazy, I'm out. I'll just get a divorce. That's how they do out here. And religion is a facade, because most people see. I'm familiar with well, you see it wherever you go. You see the hypocrisy, because somebody will say, "Oh, my religion is about love," but then you got all these people from your religion killing and just terrorizing people. So that's not love. And then you have some people say, "Oh, we love Jesus," but Jesus said, "If you don't obey me, you don't love me." So this is all a facade. It's all third dimensional BS. So when you really tap back in the spirit, because that's why I love working with the angels, because they really don't lie. Like, the angels will not lie. And I love when I get readings where I already know what's going on. But if I say it, I'm the bad guy. So when the angel card say it, I go, good. Now it's self-evident. So we're either going to choose to go spirit, or we're going to be confused with the third dimensional thinking, which I call flesh or carnal. And I understand it's not easy. It's not easy at all. But we do have to stand at some point. You know, to stand and walk a little bit is better than just falling flat or lying and saying, "Oh, this is the way it is." So that's how it is. Every now and then, like I said, I come across people to try to bring that carnal energy my way, and I don't mind at first because they don't know any better. But when it gets to be a little obnoxious, it's like, okay, you got to step back, and I had to give the people a reality check. This concludes the natal chart aspect of your twin soul union. Uh, what I'll do now, give me one moment. I'm not even going to put this on pause. We're going to go right into the numerological aspect. I tried to say that word the other night. I could not say it, but I know it probably had to do with the accident. I could not say that word at all. It was so funny. I was trying and just could not say that word. All right, give me a moment. I have to get everything in here. I'm going to close this window. I just waiting for the information. It took a little bit for their page to load. They just got some crazy stuff going on. Give me one moment. All right. All right, the next gentleman's voice that you'll hear is the numerologist. If I'm near the volume, if he's a little loud, I will try to turn it down, but I may not be near, I'm not sure, because I'm trying to set up the cards.
Thanks for requesting your free numerology reading here at numerologist.com. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to give you a quick yet deeply revealing analysis of your unique numerology chart based on your given name and date of birth. There are 5 elements that form the core of your chart and that most massively impact your life. They are the life path, birthday number, soul urge, expression, and personality number. And by intimately understanding your numbers, you'll uncover many fascinating truths about who you are, how others perceive you, and the unique opportunities that lay ahead. The most important number in your numerology chart is your life path. It reveals your most fulfilling life direction and the major lessons you're here to learn. It highlights the specific opportunities and challenges you'll encounter and your unique personality traits that will help you on your journey. Your life path is calculated by simply adding up the digits of your date of birth. Your life path number is a 5, and this tells me a lot about you. You love travel, adventure, variety, and meeting new people. You possess the curiosity of a cat and long to experience life to the fullest. You make friends easily, and your personality is magnetic. Unlike most, you thrive during change and are not easily ruffled in times of uncertainty. You love to be involved in several different projects and activities at once and are always on the lookout for new adventures. Your flexibility and adaptability are keys to your success. You crave freedom above all else and are willing to do whatever it takes not to be tied down. You're often accused of being too impulsive, extreme, or a wild child, but it's only because you have such a vibrant, free spirit. You've likely experienced more in the past 5 years than many people have in their entire lifetimes. You have the rare gift of uplifting and motivating others through your rich experiences and words of wisdom. Continue to do this, and you'll effortlessly achieve your full life path potential. Next, let's look at what is known as your expression. This is another extremely important element in your numerology chart, as it highlights your natural talents and abilities, many you likely didn't know you had. It's often called the destiny number because it reveals a great deal about your potential and what you're meant to accomplish in this lifetime. While your life path is calculated using your date of birth, your expression is calculated by analyzing the letters of your full name at birth. Why your name? It represents the inheritance of your personal history up to the moment of your birth. Each letter and corresponding number, like a mosaic, combine to form the complete picture of who you are and who you're meant to be. Your name at birth is said to be the blueprint of your potential. To get a free personalized expression reading based on your full name, please enter it below.
All right, give me a moment. I'm doing that now. Okay, he's going to calculate, then you'll hear his voice.
Hey again! I'm so glad you decided to stick around and get your personalized expression reading based on your full name at birth. As you'll see for yourself in just a moment, your expression number, or what is sometimes referred to as your destiny number, is one of the most telling elements in your numerology chart. Unlike your life path number, which uncovers your most fulfilling life direction and the major lessons you're meant to learn along the way, your expression number produces a highly potent and accurate profile of who you are and the magic you put out into the world. It reveals the innate gifts you were born with and predicts your ultimate potential. Your expression number is calculated by adding up all the digits that correspond to the letters of your birth name using the Pythagorean alphabet. It can be a bit time-consuming to do the math by hand, so I took the liberty of calculating and interpreting your expression number for you. Based on my calculations, your expression number is 6, and after getting to know you a bit better, it's really no surprise. 6 is the number of contribution and reliability. You are devoted and generous in all that you do. Your sense of responsibility is rarely outmatched, and it shows clearly in your love of others and willingness to do whatever it takes to help someone in need, whether it be a friend or a complete stranger. Your greatest inner gift is your ability to gain an unwavering sense of trust from others. This dependability and strength of character are the keys to your success, so keep it up. You've probably found that failure only knocks at your door when you undermine your own integrity by sacrificing too much for the benefit of others. Because of your dependable nature, you tend to attract different people in your personal and professional life, so keep a watchful eye. Set boundaries and avoid absorbing others' problems as your own. You are full of love. Continue to focus on your goals and ambitions as well as those of others, and that love will multiply and take your success to a whole new level. Please know that there is still so much left to explore in your unique numerology chart. And if you'll allow me, I'd like to give you even more insight into your life, relationships, and true purpose by analyzing your soul urge number. Your soul urge number, also called your heart's desire number, represents the inner you. It exposes your hidden motivations, deepest cravings and urges, likes and dislikes. It reveals the true intention behind most of your actions and decisions. In just a minute, you'll discover your soul urge number and meaning. But first, to make sure this reading is as customized and accurate as possible to your current life circumstances, I just need a bit more information from you. Please go ahead and enter it now below. You'll also see that we ask for your email address. This is so we can send you written transcripts of your personalized reading, so you can refer back to any time you'd like. When you enter your email address, you'll also become part of our thriving community and receive regular updates, special invites, and content from our panel of expert columnists. This is completely optional, but we'd hate to see you miss out on the few surprises we have planned for you. So if you'd like to stick with us, leave your best email address below. Then, please double-check that the information you entered is accurate, and then click the Continue with my free reading button to dive even deeper into your numerology chart.
Okay, he's calculating. You'll hear him in a moment.
I've got all the information I need to complete your personalized numerology reading, and you guessed it, I saved the best for last. Now, a word of caution. The information I'm about to share with you is incredibly intimate and may raise a hair or two. Most people are often shocked at the accuracy of these readings, and I think you will be too after you hear the intriguing truths I've discovered about your personality, hidden motivations, and true purpose. If you choose to listen on, do so with an open mind, and this insight is sure to bring you immeasurable rewards. I'll start by examining your soul urge number. Your soul urge, also called your heart's desire, shows what your soul needs to grow and evolve in life and relationships. Like your expression number, it's derived from assigning numerical values to the letters of your full birth name using the Pythagorean alphabet. Except, in the case of your soul urge, you look only at the vowels. Here's why. Consonants are pronounced with sharp edges and have a definitive beginning or end. They represent your public personality and the traits you outwardly share with the world. On the other hand, vowels are pronounced from free-flowing breath and have softer edges. They represent the true, tender, and often hidden you, and reveal your deepest soul urges, many you likely didn't know you had. The famous Renaissance doctor, translator, and astrologer Marsilio Ficino devoted much of his life to studying the incredible ways one's life improves when he or she follows the promptings of the soul. The benefits he encountered were undeniable. So, are you curious to know what your soul urge says about you? After analyzing the vowels of your full birth name, I've discovered that your soul urge number is 3. Whether you know it yet or not, you have a smile that lights up the world and a magnetism that everyone is drawn to. You are friendly, outgoing, sensitive, and fun. One of your greatest assets is your imagination. You have a strong calling to express yourself through singing, writing, acting, music, or public speaking. You have contagious enthusiasm, wit, and charm that others find inspiring. You're talkative, somewhat extravagant, and enjoy being in the spotlight more often than not, but by no means are you an attention hog. In fact, it's your soul's urge to light up those around you. Because of your sensitive nature, you tend to doubt yourself and worry about what others think more than you know you should. This can leave you feeling a bit down and uninspired. Remember to see yourself the way others do, and there's no doubt that you'll achieve the vibrance, creativity, and joy your soul craves. When it comes to relationships, you are a hopeless romantic. You pull all the stops to earn the attention and love of that special someone. You're not afraid to put yourself out there and express your true feelings, so you easily feel rejected when the object of your affection is not immediately responsive to your advances. Despite countless heartbreaks, you always rebound quickly and never find yourself single for long. But that's not all I've discovered about you. Like an onion, you have many, many layers, and after digging a little deeper into your numerology chart, I can see that you have plenty of unique traits and personality quirks left to explore. I get the sense that lately you've been concentrating more on your professional life than your personal life. This is likely because it's more comfortable for you to focus on what you know you can achieve rather than on a relationship or finding your true life purpose. I see you as an idealistic spirit, someone independent and competitive who doesn't give up, give in, or surrender. And because of this, I believe your life will greatly change within the next 3 years. When it comes to work, I picture you as a very professional person who has no trouble making executive decisions. You regularly get less than 8 hours of sleep at night, and I feel you are quite efficient at managing your schedule. Although there are days when you just want to curl up, do nothing, and shut yourself off from the world. Because you work so hard, I feel that the most important issue is that you're fairly compensated for the amount of effort and energy you put into what you do. I wouldn't worry too much about that, though. I think that you'll get a promotion quite soon or make a business move that will allow you to accelerate quickly. You've got the brains, the personality, and the wardrobe to match. I get the sense that you are overly critical of yourself, especially when it comes to looks and your figure. So you are likely very conscious of your health and keeping yourself in shape. I think you'll always look younger than your actual age. While you don't party as much as you used to, you do like to get together with friends maybe once or twice a week for a cocktail or a dinner out. I get the sense that it's harder for you to meet guys than it used to be, probably because you don't go out as much as you used to and have no real interest in meeting potential partners at bars. I also feel that there may be an unfinished relationship that is holding you back from opening your heart to others. It's likely that you often daydream about past relationships and what might have been. By now, you're probably well aware that you can like a guy but not love him, or love a guy but not really like him all that much. You become somewhat particular about who you want to end up with. You want a man you like as a best friend and can fall madly in love with, too. I feel that you will attract 2 men in your life who are complete opposites. The first guy was not right for you. While I see him as being fun, exciting, and wildly attractive to you, he was emotionally immature and not ready to be the man you want or need in your life. He taught you a great lesson about yourself and love. The second guy, the future guy, will be loyal, loving, and the perfect gentleman. He will be your contemporary, your twin flame, a man with similar values and desires. He may even be from your past, or a man with whom you've had a relationship with before, but timing wasn't right the first time. I get the sense, though, that it will take you some time to truly see him for the soulmate he is. You have your guard up, and you've been hurt before, so you're reluctant to jump in feet first. But my advice is to trust in the synchronicity of the universe. There's no such thing as coincidence. While there will be some bumps along the way, you'll not go through life alone. You may feel that currently you are in a sort of limbo, bored and neutral in your energy. But while right now you have unfulfilled dreams and expectations, in the near future, whatever you secretly desired will be all yours. You are blooming, becoming alive, and change is on the horizon. Embrace this chance, and you'll be successful in all areas of your life and in control of your destiny. This may be hard to believe, but the information I've shared with you over the last few minutes barely scratches the surface of what I can discover about you by digging deeper into your numerology chart. After just looking at your life path, expression, and soul urge numbers, I can say that you have a truly unique number combination. In fact, there's nothing I'd love more than to spend hours exploring every aspect of your chart. And that includes analyzing the numbers that appear to be missing altogether. But as you can probably imagine, our resources are limited, and we have to draw the line somewhere with how much information we can freely give away, without even being sure yet that you're ready to go deeper and experience the powerful, yet often confronting truths hidden in your personal numerology chart. So far, I've just given you a brief overview, but if you're...
Okay, that information that he's speaking on, he'll send to you in the email. We are now at the angel card reading portion. Just give me a moment. Now you're going to receive this form back to you in your email. And the questions that I'm going to ask these archangels is right here. And then you can put in with their answers. You can put in what card, what angel. I'll always see the archangel's name and the title of the card. And you can look that up immediately on Yahoo search engine. The card will come right up. Now, because you asked a little bit of something about relationships, and he kind of really explained it. Now, he said something that I was going to say, but sometimes people don't let me do my job, which I just wish people understood this is intuitive. I'm a messenger for the archangels, and when people realize that, they can get past the carnalism and just learn what intuition is. So sometimes I just wait and see. That was the first thing, because I had already saw it. Like you worry too much about what people think about you. I could give a rat's ass what people think about me, and that's why I'm so strong at what I do. And even now, when anybody that knows when you're dealing with insurance companies, they could care less. All they're trying to do is save money and process you. You're just another piece of paper, most of the time. And that's what I'm going through now with the driver that hit me. So that they had to realize immediately that, oh no, I'm not that type of guy. You will get me a rental car. You destroyed my vehicle. You're a client, and you will get me a rental car. And I'm not going to sit around waiting forever because I can just have no choice for my own protection. Got to go legal because it's obviously you guys don't care. So you got to really have that kind of mentality. As far as relationships, we humans are very weird. Now, I'm all about being honest and free and telling the truth. I believe in real love, not this BS third dimensional crap. And but unfortunately, sometimes people play games. Now, I'm not going to play games, because if somebody, I mean, it's one of those things. Like I'm a little bit different. I see the benefits of being single. Some people need somebody in their life, and I'm not putting that down, but I'm the type of person, if you're not helping me get to where I'm going, if you're not helping me with my journey here, then why would you be in my life? All you're going to do is hold me back. So I've been in a lot of relationships, and I've learned a lot. Been on the planet for over 40 years. I have a lot of experience. And like I said, let the teacher teach. And that's what I mean by that time. Usually I am a messenger, but when you do get a video, you are getting a whole lot of information. So in that sense, I'm a teacher. But otherwise, no, I'm not going to teach you astrology, and I'm not going to do because I got other things on my plate. And when I say you, I mean anybody that's listening. But I will give you the best expert advice you'll find on the planet, and I make it very affordable because I'm struggling like everybody else, and I know how hard it is when there's nobody to listen to you. I know what it is, so I just help out, and I'm not the only one out here on YouTube or other places that do that. So for relationships, we all have to make our choices, but unfortunately, some people, if you make yourself too available, they're not going to want you. If you don't make yourself available, then they're going to want you. It's like a game that humans tend to play, even though they're in their 30s and 40s and up. They're still acting like they're in junior high school or preschool or grade school. And it's sad. And that's why if you ever notice when you go to a funeral, you'll see a guy finally gets married, and all these females will be in a funeral. They'll either be talking about the bride, or these females will be crying because any one of those females had an opportunity to be with him, and they all chose not to. But the moment he finally finds somebody that wants to get married, now they're all pissed off. So this is the world we live in, and that's why I'm very realistic with what I do out here. Because why would I come? Why would I want to blow smoke up your ass? Because I don't like it when people look. I got to deal with some of the most corrupt people in the world. I've always hated. I'm not gonna say who they are, but I've always hated these because all they do is lie, rip people off, and lie. And I hate dealing with them, but now that I got the Spirit of God, I got the Archangels, I'm not worrying about it. So I don't like people blowing smoke up my ass a line and thinking I'm stupid or trying to get over on me. So I don't do it. All right. So that's the whole relationship. The person has to make up their own mind of what they want, and you have to when you take authority. But that's a weakness, and a lot of women can be very internally, you know, and they try to compensate for internal. They feel, I'm not saying they're inferior, but that's how they feel. So they try to compensate for that externally, and you should learn how to develop. See, the archangels would help a person develop themselves internally, and you'll be at a better match. And I'm not a woman, so I can't really say what it would be like, but I can say this: if a guy is that immature, I wouldn't want him anyway. See, that's the difference between me. But I've been hurt so many times, I'm used to it. Like I'm not looking for a great ending because I've seen it too much. And when you're really in a relationship, it's a lot of patience you have to have, and all that. And I love my life. Like I love what I do. Why would I ruin that to be with somebody that's not going to make me happy? That doesn't even make sense to me. And I don't think another person can really make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. So that's advice I will give, but I will ask some archangel questions. Now I'm hearing a truck outside, and I am expecting a delivery, so I have to go outside really quick. I'm putting this on pause. Alrighty. First question we're going to ask is, this is the question she asked. Is her ex the one for her? And I have other questions we're going to ask too. Is her ex the one for her? I'm going to ask to make it official. Archangels, is her ex the one for her? We'll be back with their answers. 4 cards pulled to answer that question. First card, crystal clear intentions. This is Archangel Michael. Be very clear about what you desire and focus on it with unwavering faith. Usually when that card comes, is you're usually dealing with a person, and it's usually a female. I'm just being honest about the reading, but they're often confused because you have to understand, nobody else can understand what you want or how you feel if you're not being honest about it. And he's saying be crystal clear intentions. Be clear about what you desire and focus on it with unwavering faith. See, the archangels say, and that's why you have your Juno over there with Capricorn, because that's Juno. See, Juno's not going to play any games. And that's good. It's not bad. Like if a person wants to be in a relationship, there's nothing wrong with that. We just live in a crazy world, especially over on where I'm at on the West, because you can do whatever the freak you want. You can wake up every day and be a different person, different lifestyle every day if you wanted to. And for the most part, nobody's going to stop you unless you really try to harm somebody or something like that. But you can't live. You can't live your life that way. So Michael gives a crystal clear. Like if I wanted to be in a serious relationship, then it's okay, but you just have to focus. So I can't have one person making them think one thing, then I'm telling another person something else, because then I'm not being crystal clear, and then nobody respects you, and then you wonder why you're not respected. When I say you, anybody listening, I'm not talking to any particular person. I'm just using the word you. But so Michael was saying, in order for our life to get better, we have to be crystal clear, and it's going to go back to intentions, because again, if you wanted to be a dancer, crystal clear intentions. I want to be a dancer. I'm going to be a dancer. You start reading magazines on dancing, looking at videos on dancing. You might find a dance studio. You join. You're dancing. Then your studio starts to do performances. You really begin to dance, and then in a short period of time, you may actually be a dancer to the point that you may actually start your own studio. But that's crystal clear intentions. You don't say, hey, I'm thinking about being a dancer. But, I also thought about photography. And, I don't know, maybe and you just all over the place. Because then a person's looking at you like, what the heck are you talking about? Or this person's so confused, you don't know what they want. So have crystal clear intentions. Clairsentience. This is Raguel. The 9th house, the higher self house. We spent a lot of time talking about Raguel. Clairsentience. Now, Michael, Raphael, and Hanael, they correspond with all zodiac signs, whereas Raguel, the rest of the archangels each have their own sign. Raguel is your 9th house or Sagittarius. He says clairsentience. Notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. So the angels are talking to you through recurring physical and emotional feelings, and they're saying that you have extrasensory perception, which I implied, but I said I would need more information to know for sure. Next card. Creative writing. Gabriel. Now this is the moon sign. Make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or book. So Gabriel's telling you to be a creative writer. And he deals with artists and musicians and poets and writers. But Gabriel has his own card deck. And if you are any of those things, anything in arts and entertainment, it's strongly advised you get your Archangel Gabriel card deck, because he deals especially. He's an agent. He's a manager. He's like your uncle. He gives great advice. And again, he represents the moon. And that's why Sunday, the moon has been going crazy, crazy, crazy. But the whole animals have been going crazy, all kind of crazy stuff. So I'm going to deal with all that Sunday. Everybody's invited to watch that video. And it will be a lengthy one. It's going to be a full investigation. So sometimes people say they write and things happen. So this is about being honest, especially being honest with yourself. And the more you write and get your thoughts out, the more you're honest with yourself. And you got to make a goal to be honest with other people. See, let a female think, oh, he's too nice. Good. You just lost a good guy. Like, you have to have some type of self-esteem. The worst mistake you can make is worrying too much what other people think. Because I'm going to be honest. I like to tell you the truth. This is something we don't want to talk about, but we need to. How many women trusted in whatever and ended up dead? This goes on all the time. Killed by the boyfriend, killed by the husband, killed somewhere, jogging around her house. Somebody knows she jogs, kills her. So these people really don't care about you. But yet these are the people you're saying, oh, wow, what do they think about me? Why would you care about people that really don't care about you? Because if they could catch you in a situation, you might not be here. That's just a fact. So that's why I talked about Palace a little bit. That's defense. Palace is female defense. Part of female defense is realizing the world you're really in. Not being pessimistic, but realize the world you're really in and preparing for that world. Because unfortunately, that beautiful woman that got killed on August 2nd, she even knew she was an earth angel. And, you know, she is a beautiful woman. She didn't deserve for that to have happened to her. But they were talking a lot about the Scorpio energy. They were talking a lot about her being an earth angel. Talking about the cops' intuition. They were asking psychics to help find the killer. So this is the that when you see Scorpio and Palace and Pluto, that's what you're looking at. So remember that. Remember that, so that you stay safe. Because anybody that knows me, I've done tons of videos warning women to stay safe. And that's how it's great to be independent and express yourself, but you got to be safe. You got to always be smart at all times. Next card. Next card is Haniel. But before I do Haniel, because I'm just getting called. All right, we got to do this reading a little bit clearer. First heart. Now, Michael is a protecting angel. And again, I'm just going to be honest with you, and I don't want to have to spell it out, but he's telling you, be crystal clear. See, we never want to play games. Say your boy, if you're dealing with somebody that's unstable, that's the worst mistake you can make, because that's why guys do. And I'm not justifying it. I just know from studying everything. When you hear about guys doing crazy things, it's because I'm trying to explain this, but he's totally wrong, and it's something, when you do some crazy stuff like you hear these guys doing, they're not so. They need to be confined. They need help. They need psychological help, and they're going to have to, if they hurt somebody, they're going to have legal problems. But the bottom line is, we have to watch what we say to people and watch how we play games. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure we're not sending out double messages. So that's the first card Michael's saying, and Michael is the protecting angel. See, because I didn't want to go here, but this is where the cards are leading me. The next card is Raguel, which takes you to your 9th house, Sagittarius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you got all this Scorpio stuff going on with Pluto. And then you got the defense with Palace. So again, that's another warning to be careful. Now your Sagittarius is in your 10th house. But I just got finished talking about Saturn, and I said it could be a male and stuff like that. But you see Sagittarius there again. So again, we just have to be real careful with how we relate to people and how we talk to them. Because like I said, some things people do, people may do something they think is cute, or they may know that they're kind of confusing somebody or hurting their feelings and they think it's cute. But there's crazy people that don't think it's cute. But they're crazy. I'm not justifying what they do, but they're crazy. But see, that's why I've learned, and that's what these archangels are going to try to tell you. They've been trying to tell you since this reading started. But we have to hold ourselves accountable for our actions. See, I can't just go, hey, that's the way guys are. Guys just want to have fun. Just like what I'm going through now. She's driving crazy, slides, totals my car, totals her car, almost kills me, almost kills her. She jumps out the car on his cell phone, makes some weird womanly noises, and then she gets on the phone and now she's talking and cracking jokes on the phone, laughing. The very next day, when I'm out on the road again, somebody's driving me because I don't have a car. I see another female outside of a collision auto body shop. Her car is just right there, and she's out walking back and forth and swinging her braids and just crazy on the cell phone. And I'm looking at her like she don't need to be behind the wheel of a car. Like, that's the most serious thing you're getting behind to some degree for most people. Because you could just be backing up out of your driveway and some fool could come speeding down and total your car. It's nothing to play. It's not a party. It's not, where's my cell phone? Let's text all day. It's not a party, but unfortunately a lot of people think it is. And then when you try to contact the company to get some type of rental or get some type of going, here comes the politics and the games. They could care less that you almost got killed. They're just worried about not paying you anything of what it's worth. They could care less. I asked the dude some question about car information, and he laughed at me. As to say, we don't do that. So that over and over, they say, F you, F you, F you. We don't care. And then when you sue them, they act like they're shocked. But this is the world we live in. But the point I'm telling you all that is, so don't send out messages that could hurt a person's feelings or confuse them. Because what I'm telling you is, from this card reading and looking at your natal chart, you see it. You see that Scorpio, Pluto, love. That's that crazy stuff. I loved her, that's why I killed her. And notice, I said nothing. Because I see things sometimes, but I say, let me keep my mouth shut. Because people will say, I'm the bad guy. But now the angels are saying, once they say it, I got to speak on it. Because like I told y'all, I'm a messenger. Not a guru, not a teacher. I'm a messenger. I'm telling you what they're saying. Now, Gabriel is the moon card, and guess what a moon card is with Gemini? 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 4th house. And I believe if you go back to the beginning of this tape, I told you whenever you're dealing with soul unions, that 4th house can be a very dysfunctional house. Not saying it was in your case, but it can be. But now with this card reading, you can definitely see Gemini or the twins. And Lilith is there, because Lilith can be crazy. And Lilith doesn't necessarily have to be a woman, but she's a feminine energy. Like, it might be some guys that like hugs and like emotions. That would be Lilith. Because there are some females that don't need that, believe it or not. Not every female wants to be lovey-hovey and holding hands, walking up the wall. But there's a lot of guys that are romantic. That's Lilith energy. Whichever energy is like that is Lilith energy. And she doesn't play, because when she gets pissed off, she will do murder. So that's the reading I'm getting here. And I know from a female aspect, she gets scared. And I don't know what to tell you. Because I know my twin. My twin was just a nut job. She's like one of the nuttiest people I ever met in my life. That's just being honest. But that she was never in any danger. And keep in mind, I worked with my twin for close to 3 years. And many times the universe put me and her in the same place, back areas and everything. Because they were trying to force the union. but she was never in danger. So, and everybody knew it. Like she made some accusations that was based on bullshit, and it got investigated. And I was totally clear to everything because I never touched her, never went nowhere near her. She was just a nut job. But just like this lady that just hit me, I keep trying to tell you, when you walk a righteous path, you're going to have all kind of negative energy coming your way. And unfortunately, sometimes it's going to be your family or the person that's supposed to be in love with you. And that's what I'm seeing in this particular case. This is why I'm telling you this. That's why you got Venus and all this with Scorpio. This is crazy stuff. So the intensity is, it is love, but it's kind of like that love that can go array. And Palace in your house where all this is going on is warning you, your house of higher self, because this probably is your higher self. Because sometimes twin flame relationships can be toxic, but I want to say even deadly. So it's not to scare, and I said that when I first started this video. I said it's not to scare you, but you have to realize what's really going on and then act accordingly. But one thing you know not to do is to do anything to set the fool off, and that's the best way I can put it. Because I know you said he's your ex, so there was a reason for that ex that happened. I don't know what it is, but the archangels are implying that he's not stable, and he may have love or passion, but it's the dangerous kind. And Michael is telling you, Michael Archangel is a protecting angel. He's telling you that I'm trying to protect you, but make sure you're not doing anything to set this guy off. And let me just say one other thing. Now, I got a dear friend in Australia, friend of mine. Nobody has blessed me with what I'm worth like she did. Nobody. And she gave me a reading. She wanted me to do a reading when she was saying her boyfriend was a demon and all that. But I hear that all the time, and I didn't know what that meant. And I'm just like, because I've been around my mother, my sisters, they're drama queens. So I'm like, I don't know. It's two sides to every story. Until I hear more, I'm not taking sides because they may be starting shit. Because I know that's what my family's known for. The people I just named is just starting drama. They love it. So I don't know. Until I get the reading, until I get more information, I don't know. So she said this dude was a demon or whatever. So I got the reading or whatever. And when I finally asked the Archangel about her, this guy, Ariel came. Ariel said, spread your wings. Like Ariel was like, get the hell out of there. And Ariel ain't scared of nobody. Ariel's probably the bravest Archangel there is. She's not scared of nobody. But in that particular, that's when I knew this dude really was a demon. When I say demon, I just mean a very evil person. But some people do have like evil spirits on them and stuff. Like I knew this guy was a demon, like an evil person. I said, yo, you better get away from that dude. Yeah. And in that night, he like choked her to death. Like he like choked. When I say choked her to death, like till she probably passed out, till she had to call the police on him or whatever. But he really is a nut job. So that's why I'm telling you these things, not to scare you, but when you know you're dealing with something like that, don't push a person, and don't push a person. And like I said, the evil was my twin. She was the one trying to push my buttons and all that stuff, but I never did anything to her. But she was just an evil person. But these are the things we go through in this life. So that's what I'm trying to teach you, or that's what they're trying to teach you, and I'm just giving a message. All right. Now, I'm not going to ask the second question yet. It is about your ex. I just don't want to ask the question yet. I'm going to go to the third question. What life advice do you have for her? Keep in mind, what life advice? I didn't say about, we're going to say the ex totally different. What life advice do you have for her? Archangels, what life advice do you have for her? I'll be back with their answers. Alrighty. What life advice do you have for her? 4 cards pulled. First card, leadership. Moon card again. The same card that told you, this is Gabriel again. The same card that told you creative writing. He's saying leadership. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. So make sure it's love. And it's going to take you right back to that Gemini. The moon is going to take you right back to Gemini. So again, watch how you treat people. That's all I can tell you. Watch how you treat, because you're dealing with Lilith energy. And remember when I said she has no retrogrades, but how come the one retrograde is right what we're talking about, which is the retrograde about healing. So you have to lovingly glide. You can't bully people. You can't be upset with people. You can't make people feel like they're not up to your standards and things like that. Because that's not leadership. That's like a very immature person. If anybody thinks putting people down makes you great, no, it shows you have insecurities. There's something going on within yourself, and you're projecting that on other people by trying to put other people down. So we got a lot of internal growing up to do. Next card. And remember, the moon is all about emotions and stuff like that. Next card, breathe. So even breathe or Raphael, we have like maybe stress. But Raphael says take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns. So we have something going on where we need to breathe better and to get away from maybe past ways, old patterns of doing things. And now listen to the angels, get the new patterns. Next thing is Michael again. Michael does want you to know that you are safe. You are safe. I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and home. So you are safe as long as you follow his advice, because it was also Michael that told you to be crystal clear with what you're saying, what you're doing, and with your intention. So as long as you do that, then he's confirming it with you are safe. Got to take both cards together by Michael. And then Libra is Jophiel, and she's outside of nature, getting outside of nature and working with the garden. She's gardening, and Jophiel says patience. Your dreams are blossoming. Your dreams are blooming more than rapidly. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. And because she said dreams, that takes me to where your Neptune is, which is in your 11th house, where Juno is. And then your Libra is in your 8th house of what we're talking about. So the angels still have time. The angels are saying that your twin will grow as you grow. Because I'll tell you the truth. I remember Angelica. Well, I heard a few people say it on Twin Book. Not just Angelica, but a few people say. I think Earth Angel Rosa said it too. They said people go, my twin, they're this, they're that, they're this, they're this. But your twin is a reflection of you. So they're really showing you what's you inside. But here's the news. But you're also showing what they are inside, because you guys are twins. See, I'm always gonna say the best thing twin flames can do is just sit down and say, hey, listen, I'm not your enemy. We've got to learn how to communicate and work together. But they don't. They stay third dimensional and they want to fight or get offended, or they try to run. But the universe ain't gonna let you run. They'll keep running. And then you'll start having all kind of supernatural stuff attack you, but you'll know it's related to your twin. I'm not going to say it's your twin doing it, but it's still related to your twin, because they give you the numerology and all that stuff. That's just the weird stuff. That's what I'm going to be talking about on Sunday. I should even put that in the title. Give me 1 second. That's what I need to do. I've been so busy. I thought I was busy before, but this whole accident, it sets me back so far. Give me one moment. All right. So yeah, if you're in a twin souls situation, it is your universal obligation to grow up. I'm sorry, you don't have the same people, especially in this country, USA, because you really can do whatever you want. If you want to sleep with somebody different, a different person every day of the week, or more than one person every day of the week. It doesn't. Nobody's gonna stop as long as you're not doing something that's considered harmful or something. You'd have nothing to worry about. But unfortunately, when you're dealing with the universe and why you're really here, that's why, like, I think RFG Chosen One does a great job on explaining Saturn as far as the universe is concerned. That's higher metaphysics, and I try to stay away from it because people don't really grasp it. Because I'm not saying Saturn is evil at all, but at the same time, you have to understand the metaphysics behind it. But you're here for a beautiful soul journey. Like, you came here kind of like with your soul, and you're here for a soul journey, and you two are still partners. But because you've allowed third dimensional thinking to take you over, you've broken what probably could have been a. Don't get me wrong, you're still gonna have problems. Like, we're still in imperfect bodies, we're on an imperfect planet, so it's not like it would have been, oh, so beautiful, love and all that. And but it wouldn't have been like the horror that it is. I'm speaking from my personal experience, like one of the most horrible experiences in my life. But that was, like they tell you, twin flame is all about past soul healings, past life pain, and pain in this life. So your partner has to catch up so that they can start to realize these things, and they got to realize, well, I'm supposed to help heal this guy. You know, he needs me to heal, and they have to realize that, just like you have to realize that. And then that's the Aquarius age, when they both come together and say, we got to stop fighting each other and work together. And that's what Uranus or Aquarius is trying to do on your natal chart. Next question. Dear Archangels, what would you like her to know? I'll be back with their answers. All right. 3 cards pulled. Overcoming difficulties. This is Jeremiah. He represents your 8th house, Scorpio. But he also represents Scorpio, which means he represents Pluto, because Pluto rules Scorpio. So he's talking about what I've been talking about. That house where you got Scorpio, Pluto, Venus. He's saying the worst is now behind you. You are surmounting any previous challenges. So overcoming difficulties, the worst is now behind you. Next card is Raziel. Here goes that Leo again. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Because if you have heavenly love, then you'll probably be able to deal with and lead your twin flame better. Because your twin flame will follow you, believe it or not. Next card is Gentleness, which is Sandalphon or Pisces. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. And I think he's also saying be very gentle with how you treat other people. And I'm only basing that on the entire reading as a whole, not just on one card. You have to base everything on the entire reading. So that is the advice for you. What would they like you to know? And that is what they like you to know. And we've already did the life advice. Final card. Dear Archangels, please tell her about her ex. We'll be back with their answers. 2 cards pulled. Please tell her about her ex. Wow. First card is Echiel, Gemini. Compassion. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. So, I don't know how you relate to him, but if you've been... Because I kind of heard a few things in the numerology report, too, and he said a few things. I was kind of doing the cards. But do not treat this man cruelly for any reason. Because that's kind of what the reading is pointing to. And women are different, you know. And you got... See, like, when you're dating an indigo male, he may respond differently because they're very sensitive men. So, like, if you were dating a third dimensional man, you might throw a little tantrum like a little girl would do, and he could deal with it better. But when you're dealing with an indigo or a sensitive male, your signals are amplifying on him. So you're throwing a little tantrum or doing this stuff, and to him, it's killing him. Because I know what I was put through. I know, like, I'm an indigo. I'm very sensitive. I'm very intuitive. And she didn't fully understand that or know that. And then she amplifies the signals she sent out that amplified on me. Then she amplifies those signals back, but she takes it somewhere that's dark and like, oh, this guy's gonna get me or something like that. But that's why these archangels are trying to tell you to be more aware of what you're doing when you're sending all this negative vibes this guy's way. And they're warning you of dangers. They're not saying that the dangers are going to happen, but they're telling you what could happen if you don't realize what they're saying. So it says, compassion, Zechariah. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. Just in one of my more recent videos, I actually yelled out one time to just I just say to spirit. I was like, she better stop, what she's doing. And I wasn't gonna do nothing to her, but I was definitely gonna check her because, like, I'm not a like people. I never back down. Like, my whole life has never been. I come from a very violent family background, so I never really back down. But I got away from that. Now I'm more mild and peaceable. But she was pushing, that she almost caused me to come up to her and say, what is your problem, blah blah blah. Which I'm glad I never did, because that wouldn't have worked in my favor. But once I said that, then the archangels came and they changed things, and that's kind of like what you kind of see going on here. And beloved one, this is Archangel Chamuel, one of the most romantic cards in this deck. He says, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. So they are identifying him as your spiritual soulmate, and they're telling you to tone it down. And I'm going to say it because I'm a guy. Ladies, you need to learn how to appreciate the men that are in your lives. A lot of you are. Anybody thinks I'm wrong? Let me tell you what to go. Spend some time on plentyoffish.com. All these women talking about they single and all that and blah, 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 blah. And they're all beautiful. There's no reason in the world why they should be single if they really are single. Because just because somebody tells you they're single doesn't mean they don't have friends with benefits and stuff like that. And yeah, you have to ask yourself why. So that's that third dimensional drama where you could be in a relationship if you really wanted to be in one, but you don't want to be in one, but you want to play the victim card and blame it on the guy. Now, I'm not saying this person is wrong that requested this because I'm not there. I don't know. But I'm just going by what the readings are saying. But these are just tricks that are played in the third dimensional realm. And like when you meet guys like me, we're no longer in third dimensional. And when we see somebody that's a grown woman still acting like she's in high school or younger, of course we're not turned on by that. And then they want to beat you up one way or another, lie on you, get you fired, or some other crazy stuff. Send a relative your way to kick your ass or something. This is stuff that goes on. But again, that's stuff that went on in 7th grade and lower, and maybe high school, maybe to some people who went to college. So what these archangels are saying today is stop the BS, stop the third dimensional garbage, work with your archangels, make changes, and be able to say, I'm sorry. Because the more, if you really care, this is what I say. Coming from an African-American family, there's one major complaint. They say, like, the woman, she'll do anything for the church. She'll do anything for the people in the church. She'll do anything to go out in public and act like she's such a wonderful person. But when she comes home to the people that need her, she's not available. Or she's mean, or she's a totally different person that everybody sees publicly. And that's why you got to be careful of that Capricorn energy, because it can be somewhat fake. Because you're out in public, oh, I care and all that. Then you come to the people that really need you, you're a totally different person. So we have to be very careful of that. We want to treat everybody with love, compassion, niceness. And we want to realize no matter what happens, our twin needs us. And even if you don't see your twin no more, as long as you're improving, they're improving. And you can trust the universe that at some point in time, the universe will bring your twin back to you again. And hopefully both of you will be a little bit more mature to deal with the situation. Hopefully. If anybody else is interested in any of the services you see out here, everything's in the description box below. God bless.